If you have ever sat in your car in the office parking lot, gripping the steering wheel, terrified to go inside because you know you are struggling, but you are even more terrified to tell your boss why, you are in the right place. You might be thinking, if I tell them I have bipolar disorder, they will think I am unstable. They will think I can't handle the pressure. They will find a reason to fire me. But on the other hand, if you don't say anything and your performance slips, they might fire you anyway. It feels like an impossible choice. Your guide at bipolar clarity. Let's take a deep breath and put on our professional armor. Before we build your scripts, I need to remind you that I am a passionate educator and an advocate, but I am not a doctor, a lawyer, or an HR professional. This video is for educational purposes and is not medical or legal advice. Workplace laws regarding disability and disclosure vary by country and state. So please check your local regulations to understand your specific rights. Let's start with the why. Why is this conversation so scary? It is because of the stigma, yes. But it is also because of misunderstanding about the purpose of the conversation. Many people think that talking to their boss about mental health means they have to be vulnerable. They think they have to share their pain, their trauma, and their symptoms, so the boss will have empathy. But the workplace is not therapy. Your boss does not need to know about your trauma. Your boss needs to know about your capacity. The goal of this conversation is not to get them to understand your illness. The goal is to get them to understand your workflow. When you shift your mindset from I need to confess my secrets to I need to adjust my workflow to maintain high performance, the power dynamic shifts. You stop being a patient and you become a professional solving a problem. So, step 1 is the decision matrix. Do you even need to have this conversation right now? You do not owe your employer your medical history just because you have a diagnosis. Disclosure is a tool, not an obligation. Ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. Is my health currently affecting my output? Are you missing deadlines? Are you arriving late consistently? Is your work quality dropping? If the answer is yes, you need to have a conversation. If you don't define the narrative, they will define it for you. They will assume you are lazy or disinterested. You need to tell them, it is not laziness, it is health. Question 2. Are there upcoming logistics that will be visible? Do you have a new therapy appointment every Thursday at 2 p.m.? Are you starting a medication that requires weekly blood tests? If your schedule is going to change, you need a cover story. It doesn't have to be the full story, but it needs to be a story. Question 3. Would a small change make a massive difference? If you moved your desk to a quiet corner, would you be 50% more productive? If you started at 9:30 a.m. instead of 8:30 a.m., would you avoid the morning brain fog? If a small tweak would stabilize you, it is worth asking for. If you answered no to all of these, you might choose to say nothing. That is a valid choice. Privacy is power. But if you answered yes, let's build your script. We are going to use a strategy called the functional frame. We are going to describe the function, not the pathology. Instead of saying depression, we say low energy or medical issue. Instead of saying mania, we say high stress or need for focus. Instead of saying bipolar, we say chronic health condition. Here is the 3-part formula for the conversation. 1. The headline, neutral and vague. 2. The link, how it impacts work. 3. The solution, the ask. Let's apply this to the 3 hardest scenarios. Scenario 1, the morning struggle. Bipolar disorder is a circadian rhythm condition. Mornings can be brutal. Maybe your sedation hasn't worn off, or maybe your depression is worst at 8 a.m. You are consistently late or groggy. Here is the confession version. Don't do this. I have bipolar disorder, and my quetiapine makes me a zombie, so I can't get out of bed. Please don't fire me. This makes the boss panic. They hear unreliable. Here is the functional frame version. The headline: I wanted to share that I am currently managing a long-term health condition. I am working closely with my doctors, and we are making good progress. The link: however, the medication I take requires a strict sleep schedule, which sometimes means my energy is lower in the very early morning. The solution: to ensure I am giving you my best work, I would like to propose shifting my hours from 8:30 to 5 to 9:30 to 6. This ensures I am fully alert for the client calls and hitting my deadlines. Notice what you did there? You framed the accommodation as a way to ensure quality. You didn't ask for less work, you asked for a time shift. Most reasonable bosses will accept this because they want the output. Scenario 2, the focus and overwhelm issue. You are in a mixed state or hypomania. The open plan office feels like a war zone. Every noise makes you want to scream. You are staring at your screen, paralyzed. The confession version: I am manic right now, and everyone is annoying me. I need to go home. The functional frame version, the headline: I am finding that my current health situation is making me sensitive to noise and distraction. The link: I really want to crush this data project, and I need deep focus to do it accurately. The solution: would it be possible for me to book a conference room for the afternoons this week? Or could I work from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays to handle the heavy reading tasks? I will send you a progress report at the end of each day so you know I'm on track. You are framing the isolation as a strategy for deep work. Scenario 3, the appointments. You have therapy. You have psychiatry. You have blood work. You are leaving the office a lot. You are worried they think you are interviewing for other jobs. The functional frame version, the headline: I have a series of recurring medical appointments coming up over the next few months to manage a health issue. The link: I know this takes me out of the office on Thursday afternoons. The solution: I have blocked this time on my calendar as private appointment. I will make up the hours by staying late on Mondays. You can always reach me by email if there is an emergency. You do not need to say what kind of doctor it is. Medical appointment is a magic shield. It implies physical health, which people tend to respect more easily than mental health. Let them assume it is physical therapy or a dentist. It is none of their business. Now, let's talk about the hardest scenario of all, the meltdown. What if you start crying in a meeting? What if you snap at a coworker? The functional frame is hard to use when you are hyperventilating in the bathroom. You need a graceful exit script. If you feel the tears coming, stand up immediately. Do not wait for them to fall. Say this: I am not feeling well and I need to take a quick biological break. I will be right back. Biological break is a brilliant phrase. It sounds like you need the restroom. No one questions it. Go to the bathroom. Splash cold water on your face. Reset your nervous system. If you cannot return to the meeting, send a text or email. My health issue flared up suddenly, and I need to step away for the rest of the afternoon. I will be back online tomorrow morning. I will follow up on the project then. This is professional. It acknowledges the disruption without over-explaining the emotion. Now, let's address the return. Maybe you had to take a week off. Maybe you were in the hospital. Now you are back, and people are staring. They are asking, "Are you okay?" What happened? This is where people overshare because they feel awkward. You need a holding statement. This is a boring sentence that you repeat until people stop asking. Option A. I had a medical issue that needed attention, but I am fully recovered and happy to be back. How is the project going? Option B. I needed some time to take care of my health. I appreciate your concern. I'm ready to dive back in. If they press, oh, was it COVID? Was it surgery? You say, I prefer to keep the details private, but thank you for asking. I really want to catch up on work today. Pivot back to work. The work is your shield. Let's do a quick myth check. Myth. If I tell my boss, I can never be promoted. Reality. This is complex. In toxic workplaces, stigma exists. But in healthy workplaces, hiding a problem often damages your career more than managing a problem. If you hide it, you look inconsistent. You look unreliable. If you manage it, you look self-aware. You look proactive. The functional frame allows you to be proactive without carrying the stigma of the label. I want to create a curiosity gap about documentation. Did you know that sometimes putting it in writing protects you? If you have a verbal conversation with your boss about accommodations, send a follow-up email. Dear boss, thanks for chatting today. Just to confirm, we agreed that I will shift my start time to 9:30 a.m. to support my health needs. I appreciate your support. Why do we do this? Because if you ever get a new boss, or if HR gets involved, you have a paper trail. It proves you weren't just showing up late, you had an agreement. It protects your job. If you are worried about finding the right words in the moment, I share scripts and professional tips just like this in my simple weekly newsletter. It is free, and the link is in the description. Let's do a micro recap of your script library. 1. The headline. I am managing a long-term health condition. 2. The request. I need a schedule adjustment, quiet space, or time for appointments. 3. The promise. This will help me deliver specific output. 4. The exit. I need a biological break. 5. The return. I had a medical issue, but I am back. Here is your homework for this week. I want you to write your one-sentence script. You don't have to use it yet. Just write it down in your phone notes. Choose the script that solves your biggest problem right now. Is it the sleep script? The focus script? Write it out. Say it out loud in the mirror. To keep my work consistent, it would really help to have my schedule be the same each day. Practice it until it feels boring. When it feels boring, it is safe to say when you are nervous. You are not asking for special treatment because you are weak. You are asking for the conditions that allow you to be strong. You are a professional who happens to have a sensitive system. You deserve a workspace that fits your system. If this video helped you feel more prepared for the office, please subscribe. We are building a library of plain English guides to help you navigate every part of this life. For your next step, I highly recommend watching the video appearing on your screen right now. It is called The Script That Stops You from Oversharing at Work. It gives you smaller, day-to-day scripts for setting boundaries with coworkers, which pairs perfectly with the boss talk we just covered. Thanks for watching, and remember, your health is your business. Your output is their business. Keep them separate.